Mbaishpa Sherede Brandon, and I'm a Peace Corps trainee, part of Group G52. I'll be serving 27 months in Paraguay. Guaran Beret is where I'll be taking place my actual pre-service training. Right now, just staging. I thought I'd make this video just because a lot of people don't really know about the Peace Corps, what it is, so I thought, I'm going through it, I might as well make this video for you, and then also I'll be able to look back on this video after my tour of service and see what's up, see maybe how I've changed, differently how I feel about the Peace Corps, my host country nationals, just in general, and of course, to share it with you. So, what is the Peace Corps? That's what I get a lot. So essentially, the Peace Corps is an agency, a government agency. It was founded in 1961 by JFK. And essentially what it is a government organization with the express intent of promoting world peace and international friendship between countries. And it does this in 3 different ways. 1, it helps interested countries meet their demand for trained men and women in particular fields. So a country actually has to ask the United States governments for Peace Corps volunteers. It's not something where the United States is like, we're putting a Peace Corps volunteer right here in this site, and you're gonna like it. Or, or some blanket threat like you don't get any USA or anything like that. That's not the case. If the country's interested, then they request Peace Corps send a volunteer. And Paraguay is actually one of the longest standing relations between the United States and a host country. It's been around since the early 1960s, I believe. Through military dictatorships, civil unrest, Peace Corps always maintain a really strong and warm connection with Paraguay. So I'm incredibly honored to be a part of that, and I'm super excited to be joining what I would consider a top-performing Peace Corps post. Secondly, and this is kind of twofold, right? There's an exchange, a mutual exchange of culture. We, as Americans, serve abroad without pay. We do get a stipend, but it's not a paid position. And what we can do is we can share American beliefs, values, and culture with host country nationals in our host country. And vis-a-vis, as Peace Corps, I'm a Peace Corps trainee. I can't say I'm a Peace Corps volunteer yet. I'll be sworn in December after 3 months of intensive linguistic, cultural, and technical training in my sector, which is environment. I'll be an environmental educator. So the third goal is to bring it home. So that's the intent of these videos, is that I will be able to send, if you want to say, send these videos back home. People will be able to check and go, oh, that's what Paraguay is like, huh? I didn't even know where it was or how you said it. I'm probably saying it wrong too. Paraguay, tomato, potato. I mean, it grows out of the ground and you eat it. So, big difference? I don't know. So, staging. Hurricane Irma has devastated the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, and it also hit Florida. Americans tend to forget that Puerto Rico is a part of the United States, and, we focus a lot on Florida, and it has affected Florida. But let's not forget about our Puerto Rico brothers and sisters who are really, really reeling from the effects of it right now. So usually staging happens in 3 days. We've had it in 5. We're sending out 3 different groups over a 5-day period, which is not the norm, but people are trying to get out of Florida. People are getting connections for their missed and canceled flights out of Miami and Puerto Rico and wherever you have. We're flexible, right? These people have actually experienced devastation to their homes, families, and livelihoods. I'm just sitting here at the Hyatt on Uncle Sam's dime, so I have no right to complain, and I won't. So, Peace Corps staging, really it's about going over what is Peace Corps, what are our core values, that you're going to be an ambassador, you're on the clock 24/7, you can't take a day off because when you're in country with everything, right? We've done a couple different exercises, a lot of icebreakers, kind of like, camp, I would almost say. We have a big class, G52, my group, it's environmental and agriculture sectors. We have 50 plus people, so there's been a lot of meeting and greeting, lots of small talk. That got old really quick, but it's one of those necessary evils when you're meeting somebody. Get to know who they are, and eventually you fall in with your people, you make friends. They tell us that this group is going to be our family over the next 27 months. I believe them. So, at staging, we really haven't been talking a lot about our host country culture, norms, expectations of dress or behavior. We'll be talking all about that at pre-service training, which takes place actually in country in the city of Guarambaré. So for here, we've been talking about things like identity mapping, right? This is how I identify, and there are going to be certain things that you are not going to be able to express when you're living in a foreign culture. So for example, let's say that you are an atheist, and you believe that that's the way to do it. Well, if you're living in Paraguay, it's a very Catholic country, and they're not as open-minded as we are in the United States. So maybe you're going to have to cut your hair, you're going to have to take out the piercings, you're going to have to dress a little more conservatively than you'd like to stateside. And these are all just sacrifices you're going to have to make to be accepted by your host community, so you can really be an impactful change. And people see you as someone who's supposed to be there instead of this American